Okay guys, it is time for a new update here on the Bitcoin price. I can already tell you, yes, my last video is already a couple of days ago, but the worst case scenario is happening. I talked about it in my last video that we are forming a potential M pattern or double top here on the 4-hourly time frame, which is actually about to break out to the downside because of this confirmed breakout here that we are getting in out of our upward sloping support. The question now is, as always, do we need to expect that Bitcoin will now correct to the downside into the area of the $19,000 levels again? Because as you know, I mean, this is what we are expecting since we saw a double rejection of our upward sloping resistance, and what we saw as well is that the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level also acted as a perfect resistance here so far. So there is a big chance that this is a dead cat bounce and could lead actually to lower prices. Besides that, guys, I want to talk about Ethereum. For sure, Ethereum has just broken out of this massive rising wedge here, and besides that, we will take a look at a few on-chain datas, just because we are definitely in market times where you need to differentiate between your trading portfolio and your hodl portfolio. We will talk about that at the end of the video a little bit, because you need to make sure, especially now in these market times, guys, it's like 2 months now, where you definitely need to differentiate between your hodl and your trading portfolio. Let me talk about that in a second. Let's also talk about a new potential trade that is occurring here within the next couple of hours. Besides that, as always, I would really appreciate it if you would smash up a like here on this video. Don't forget to subscribe, activate the bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads, and don't mind the relatively bad sound quality. As you can see, I'm not in the usual setup area. I'm here actually sitting outside right now because it's very hot, and I thought, why not get some fresh air besides sitting in the AC air all the time. But let's not talk about that. That's not interesting to you. Let's talk about the charts and everything else. So, first of all, let's take a look at Bitcoin, what has been happening there. First of all, I already told you, yes, we saw the rejection as expected from the 0.618. We are forming the M pattern as expected in the last video. And the big positive thing is that the M pattern took so long to develop that actually our last weekly candle got closed relatively bullish back above our upward sloping resistance here that is right now at the $19,700 level. So, looking at the price target of our M pattern, on the daily, on the 4-hourly, we can already see that the price target definitely is all the way down here in the low $19,000 areas. So what we definitely need to see within this week is if Bitcoin corrects now to the downside, if we are confirming this breakout here on the 4-hourly time frame, which may happen very soon, pretty much as soon as there's a helicopter flying over me. I'm not sure if this is very loud, I don't hope so. But as soon as we are breaking below the $20,150 level, we have a confirmed breakout here, and then it's to expect that we are reaching these low $19,000 levels. So keep that price level and an eye on that price level, because if that happens, we want to see within the next 3 days and 16 hours that our weekly candle definitely doesn't close below that $19,700 level, but we get bought up again, and we are actually just confirming it nicely with a wick that this resistance now turned into support, the same as this resistance was multiple times confirmed by us wicking above it with the weekly candles, but not closing above it. If we're closing below, that would definitely be a bad sign. It could be speculated then that this is a little bit of market manipulation as well, and for sure we would have just seen then a fake out. We wouldn't see a confirmed break above the support, and with that we definitely then need to expect lower prices, because besides the potential of us breaking here then to the downside out of the M pattern, I mean, for sure we are here somewhat forming, let me show you that real quick, we are somewhat forming here actually also a broadening wedge, right? We are forming here a potential broadening wedge, which could easily still break here to the downside in the worst case, if we are getting the confirmed breakout to the downside right now. So what I'm now keeping an eye on, and why I told you also to differentiate between the hodl portfolio and the trading portfolio, is that for sure, if we see these bearish breakdowns, I will open some short hedge position. But besides that, guys, I've been telling you that all the time, I am definitely, for my hodl portfolio, accumulating crypto right now. Why? Because everything on-chain data, all the on-chain data is showing us that the bottom most likely was already in. So we are only preparing with a few trades for the worst case scenario. But in general, guys, I mean, Bitcoin again, almost, if we're not counting here this small wick to the upside above the $24,000 level, we are already 4 months below the realized price. Normally we don't stay below the realized price for all too long. So or at least like 5.5 months was in the last bear market. So we definitely need to expect that also in this bear market we won't stay below it for all too long, because the market just got even bigger now. And that's why we saw it with the social engagement in my last video, that there's still a lot of people active in the markets right now on social media. So as soon as FOMO sets in again, we see a break above the realized price once again, the likelihood of us never falling below it till the next bear market is relatively high. That's why everything below $21,000, everything below $20,000 especially, for me is a nice buy-in. We can see it also with the Mayer multiple. We can see that normally when we are below the realized price, we see a quick wick below the Mayer multiple, but not for long. And we saw that wick below it already again also, right? We had 28 days below it, 19 days below it in the 2018 bear market, and now we were 35 days below it, and now we are also already bouncing of it, exactly like it happened in 2018. So the likelihood of us actually having the bottom already in is not all too low, and that's why for my hodl portfolio I'm differentiating here definitely. Yes, I am keeping the potential open for some potential hedge short positions, but in general I'm definitely accumulating right now. This is also something that we can see in Ethereum, because the top 10 Ethereum exchange addresses, they are actually just going sideways. There's no growth to them. This definitely means that there's not a huge amount of Ethereum getting deposited to those exchanges, which means nobody is really interested in putting them onto exchanges to sell them. And on the other hand, we can see that the top 10 non-exchange Ethereum addresses, right? So some personal holders, funds or whatever, we can see that they are heavily accumulating now all the time. So this is also a very, very good sign, right? People are accumulating on the spot wallets, especially the top 10 non-address wallets. So the biggest whales are accumulating, their holdings are growing, and the exchanges, they are staying flat. So not pretty much not the big players, but also not the small players are interested in depositing their Ethereum right now to sell them. So that's why, yes, we need to expect a potential final wick to the downside in the area of the $16,000 to $14,000 level. But even if that occurs, guys, this would only mean that, yes, between $16,000 and $14,000, I would completely switch long. I would not open any short hedge positions or something like that anymore. The only thing I would do in that price range is opening swing long positions and accumulating even more with the remaining funds I have for these bear market buybacks that we are doing at the moment. So that's why, in the worst case, I definitely want to scale up my hodl portfolio already. Maybe, yes, we are missing out on the perfect big swing long entry. That's definitely a potential, but we are opening small swing long positions. So as soon as we are breaking crucial resistances to the upside, as I've been saying since quite some time, yeah, the $27,000 to $28,000 level, for example, the $22,000 level, I am definitely expecting to scale these swing long positions up, because then the likelihood of us actually having the bottom in now already is relatively high, and I don't want to miss out then on this potential next bull run without any big swing long positions, right? We have our small ones still open. Besides that, guys, I can already tell you for the next months, definitely still differentiate between your hodl portfolio and your trading portfolio. Make sure that you understand that right now accumulating for the long term is something very, very nice, but trading for the long term can still be a little bit risky here, because Bitcoin could see another 20-30% to the downside, and this means you could only use a 2x leverage right now to open trades. That's why I'm just mentioning it could be a smarter move to still right now be prepared with a few small low leverage swing longs, but keeping in mind and looking out for opportunities to potentially open higher leveraged swing short positions, or not swing short positions, scalp short positions, because as I said, if we see that final capitulation coming to the $16,000 to $14,000 level, it for sure would come relatively quickly and within the next couple of weeks actually, because otherwise we are staying for a too long time below the realized price, and also the Mayer multiple, we could see a final wick here to the downside, hitting here around the $14,000 to $16,000 level. But in general, even this is already a little bit unlikely, especially while we are seeing the big players accumulating. But now guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, activate the bell next to the subscription button. Keep in mind that the volatility is not so great, there's not so much stuff happening, so I'm not uploading every single day. But as long as you are subscribed and you have the bell active, you won't miss out on any future uploads. And that's the most important, because if there's anything important happening, like today, I will keep you updated and I will let you know the price levels that you need to keep an eye on and my game plan, which for sure is not financial advice, that's just what I'm doing. But guys, that, yeah, I mean, if you're following me for quite some time, it has been working out quite well, right? So besides that, I hope you enjoyed the content and we are going to see us in the next one. Till then, bye.